Kapag ikaw ang mas malaki ang kita, magiging soft ang mister mo and will no longer step up because they are supposedly the provider. This is a possibility, depende sa situation you have. But for me, I have 5 reasons why I trust my husband completely with our family's finances. So hi, I'm a mom of 3 and a breadwinner building a 60 million peso portfolio. I saw a comment in our video on how we budget together warning me to be careful with my finances because it's difficult to separate conjugal properties. Siguro, sinasabi niya, in the future maghihiwalay din kami ng very, very light. Hindi ko na siya tatag dito pero mag-focus tayo dun sa situation at hand na ni-raise niya, which is a question on men being the provider. Actually, hindi din naman ako nagalit or anything nung mabasa ko to. Shinare ko pa nga siya sa husband ko. Pero ayun, sakto lang naman siya kasi it's a very new concept in our society. Lalo ngayon na may push pa on being a trad wife. I was brought up during a time na women are starting to establish themselves. Nag-echo pa rin sa akin yung lyrics ng Free Your Mind ng En Vogue with my mom telling me na I have to be able to support myself. So bibigyan kita ng scenario. Alam niyo yung ginagamit na comparison na halimbawa, may dalawa kang hininga ng tulong na binigyan ka ng 10 pesos. Yung isa, milyonaryo. Yung isa, yun na lang yung last na laman ng wallet niya. Hindi apples to apples yung comparison, pero for me, in that situation, mas may weight yung sincerity ng tao na nagbigay ng 10 pesos kahit wala nang natira for himself. So, sasabihin ko na rin na hindi naman perfect yung asawa ko, pero may 5 things kung bakit I trust him completely with money. Hindi siya, I think, will take care of my children when I pass. I know he will, even my mom. So first off, we've been together for 15 years and he has been the main provider for our family until last year. In that situation, dun sa 10 pesos, my husband will be the second person giving us all that he can. And hindi naman siya talaga tumigil sa pagtatrabaho. Glaring lang kasi lumalabas dun sa mga budgets namin na mas malaki yung sinasahod ko ngayon. But he took over one of my part-time work I was doing, which is taking me too long every month kasi it's more on reports. He also took over our household management since we made adjustments nga from living with a 250,000 budget down to 162,500. Nadadagdagan niya pa nga minsan yung budget namin. Umaabot pa yon, minsan nagre-range from 180,000 to 200,000 on a good month. Pangalawa, naniniwala pa rin ako na money is an amplifier. Kung may red flag ang isang tao noong walang pera, lalong lalala yun kapag nagkaroon ng pera. And ever since we have been together, money has never been an issue. Yung tipong san ginastos or sinayang or something, hindi namin yung naging issue. Ang issue namin dati is how to increase, never how to spend or who will spend. I guess yung case in point dito is minsan, kahit sa underwear niya, ako pa yung nagpo-push usually na bumili na siya. Kasi, kapag siya yung hinayaan ko, usually, hindi niya ginagawa. Kaya, nasasabay na siya dun sa pagbili ng kids para hindi na siya makakatanggi. At, syempre, nandun na rin kami sa shop. Also, parang kung iisipin ko right now, if we will pack for a vacation, dala na ng asawa ko yung buong wardrobe niya sa isang backpack. Kasi, inuuna niya palagi yung needs ng family namin before himself. Grabe yung paniniwala ko sa asawa ko yun, no? Pero, kasi I have my reasons. And ito siguro yung pinaka nag-seal ng deal. Kumbaga, nagkaroon din kasi kami ng challenge sa relationship namin on our 7th year. So, grabe din yun din talaga yung nakasubok talaga sa relasyon namin. Imagine, naghiwalay kami for almost a year. Pero kahit na kailan, hindi naputol yung pagbibigay niya ng pera sa bahay. Yung pagbabayad ng obligations para sa mga anak niya. Halos isang taon din yun, and hindi kami nagka-challenge financially kahit maliit pa yung salary ko nun kasi nagbibigay talaga siya ng budget. I think you have to admit na bihira yung ganun kasi usually pag naghiwalay, nagkakaroon ng issue sa finances. Sa amin walang question on that. We actually got married on our 10th year lang. So imagine, we held off and still decided to choose each other. Next is, I don't think there is an issue on being soft. Ayan kasi yung traditional thinking or concept na dapat strong yung lalaki and soft yung babae. And yes, hindi rin ako masyadong soft girly and I don't think soft din yung asawa ko. I think ang lumalabas lang dito is because I am talking about this and I am doing the investment and trading ganyan. Pero sa bahay, princess ako. If anything, I want my children to see that their father is taking care of me, of us, para they know that women are supposed to be protected and respected. Yes, I feel secured and protected when my husband is with me to the point na clingy talaga ako. Kaya we are okay with working from home lang. Actually, my husband lost her mom a few months after giving birth to him. And then his father followed suit because he can't live without her. He grew up without a family because all 7 of them, siblings, were split between relatives to survive. This is why I know he will always try his hardest to protect the family we have built. And lastly, if that really happens in the future, na we would separate, ang kailangan ko lang isipin is we built all of this together. Actually, going back to when we started, I was a struggling single mother, drowning in debt, about to be thrown out of their house because of the unpaid mortgage. Imagine, yung ini-scout na ng mga possible foreclosed property buyers, yung bahay mo, samantalang, yung asawa ko, I met him, he is living his solo life in Makati with a small lot fully paid in Batangas and another property he took out as his house. But his first order of business was to bail me out and pay off my mortgage. At saka, in the end, nung nag-decide kami to centralize everything, he sold off that property for us to build this house that we have right now. Kasama kasi yun dun sa mga naging decisions namin during the pivot. Kasi nga hindi namin masyadong na-achieve yung 10 million in 10 years na goal namin initially. I guess at the end of the day, I don't know what will happen in the future, but I know in my heart na whatever happens, my husband will not shortchange my children, kahit yun lang. Ang daming mga nightmares or horror stories about marriages happening in social media. Siguro yun yung palagi sa ating nagsistick. Pero yung percentage kasi ng successful marriages, hindi kasi siya public. Wala kasing drama eh. Sakto lang kami so far. I think at the end of the day, marriage and money is not about what society expects you to have. It's how you make it work inside your family. Kayo, kamusta naman ang mga pag-uusap about money in your relationship, groupmates? I think that's the first thing you need to iron out before settling in. That's the update for today, groupmates. See you on the next one.